Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Abigail Salas.
And I'm Noah Apodaca. We begin tonight with breaking news. New Mexico State University is in the market for a new head basketball coach.
Late this afternoon, NMSU Chancellor Dan Arvizu sent a statement to the university community saying he decided earlier today to terminate Greg Heiar. This comes after hazing allegations involving the men's basketball team. Arvizu stated that hazing has no place on our campus and those found responsible will be held accountable. As the chancellor said, this firing comes in the wake of a serious blow to NMSU's basketball program. Two scandals from the men's basketball team and this latest led to the cancellation of what's left of the season, including the WAC tournament. This was the scene on Saturday as the team returned to the Pan American Center from California. They were scheduled to play California Baptist University, but turned around and came back after a police report that 3 players had hazed a freshman on the team. News 22's Christopher Hernandez picks up the story with the police report and reaction.
The police report says on February 10th, a member of the team came to the NMSU police station and reported he had been the victim of ongoing hazing since the summer of 2022. The most recent incident on February 6th in the basketball locker room. He said 3 other team members held him down, removed his clothing, slapped him on the buttocks, and touched his scrotum. He went on to say it happened in front of the whole team and no one intervened to stop it. The police report describes it as a false imprisonment, criminal sexual contact, and harassment. In a statement, NMSU Chancellor Dan Arvizu said he was heartbroken and sickened to hear about these hazing allegations. And further, NMSU policy strictly prohibits hazing in all forms, and it's something we simply will not tolerate. The administration suspended the entire coaching staff with pay and canceled the rest of the season. The Aggie basketball program has been a source of pride for the NMSU community, and this scandal has hit hard.
Honestly, I was pretty shocked about it because that's pretty crazy on what happened. And it's pretty sad too. They just lost a year of eligibility with that, so it's kind of sucks. I miss going to the basketball games, man.
27th head coach of our New Mexico State Aggies, Coach Greg Heiar.
In March, when Greg Heiar was announced as the Aggies' new head coach, he said,
"And I want all of you guys to be a part of it. And I want you guys to remember, someday you're going to remember this meeting.
And this will for sure be a season we will remember, but not for the reason he wanted." Christopher Hernandez, News 22.
Thanks, Christopher, for that report. The future of the Aggie basketball program is up in the air at the moment. One of the immediate effects is some members of the team say that they will be leaving NMSU. Looking for new schools. Shahar Lazar and Kent Allweiler announced on social media that they are leaving the team. Allweiler was a preferred walk-on who was not listed on the Aggies official roster. Lazar said he was leaving because, quote, "I don't think that the program that I originally committed to aligns with my beliefs and core values." This scandal comes weeks after NMSU guard Michael Peak was involved in a deadly shootout on the University of New Mexico campus in Albuquerque. On November 19th, the Aggies were there to play the Lobos. Peak was reportedly lured to the campus where he was allegedly ambushed. Police say that the UNM student Brandon Travis shot Peak in the leg, and Peak returned fire and killed Travis. The ambush was reportedly in retaliation for a fight between Peak and Travis at the NMSU UNM football game in Las Cruces back in October 15th, 2022. The trouble in NMSU athletics has longtime supporters dismayed and worried.
It's embarrassing to the community, to the state. Nationally, we're embarrassed. I think we need to start completely over. Wipe the schedule off. It's a good thing, even though it's sad, but it's something that needs to be done. And hopefully we can rectify this in the next coming years.
We certainly, I think as a community, are a little bit shocked, and as a community we are offended that this has happened, to anyone, much less one of our locals. And I think that we also support NMSU and what the chancellor and the regents are doing with stopping the basketball program and getting a handle on it and making sure and putting, our basketball team has had a lot of trouble this year. And I think they're doing the right thing. Stop everything and get them back on the right track and let us move forward.
And Ben will have more on Aggie basketball later on in sports. And now, Hannah, on a lighter note, let's send it over to you for a first look at weather.
Thanks, Noah. And NMSU has definitely seen brighter days, and so has Las Cruces. But for right now, as you can see behind me, there's still part of snow covering the Oregon Mountains. This was just taken about an hour ago, and there might be more where that come from. And I'll have more on that on national weather. But taking a look outside, looking at our current temperatures right now, it is getting chilly. We are seeing mostly clear skies with a temperature of 53 degrees. Chilly winds from the west-southwest at 16 miles per hour. Our humidity at 31%. Our dew point at 24 degrees, and our barometer reading at 29.69 inches. Looking at today overall, we had an overall high of 57 degrees, which is below our average of 65 degrees, and we had that overnight low of 38 degrees. Taking it back in time, in 2014, we set that record high of 78 degrees, and in 1965, that low of 13 degrees. We did not see any precipitation today. That might change tonight, but for the yearly precipitation, we see 49ths of an inch. That's all I have for your current temperatures. I'll be back to the national forecast later on in the show. Back to Noah for more news.
Romance is in the air today, and News 22's Jaden Owan shows us one V-Day gift that keeps on growing with enough love.
Red and green adorned Corbett Student Center, but it wasn't Christmas decorations. Instead, it was a V-Day plant sale. The Valentine-themed sale from the Horticulture Forum Club was for people who are looking for a long-lasting gift.
I think a lot of people are going to be bringing a plant home for somebody special. We bring out our little hearts and decorations and stuff, so it's a great time to buy a plant.
The club puts the profits from their sales towards trips to visit botanical gardens, along with spreading the beauty of nature. Jaden Awan, News 22.
And to see when the next sale will be, you can follow the Horticulture Forum Club on Instagram at NMSU Horticulture Forum.
Stay tuned. Hannah will be back to take a look at your national weather forecast, and later Ben will have a scoop on sports. Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Tuesday,
where news matters. The people of the Mesilla Valley are mourning the loss of Paul Taylor. He was a statesman, an educator, and a state representative in Doña Ana for 18 years. His family gathered Sunday afternoon at San Albino Church in Mesilla. Taylor was called the conscience of the legislator. He spent his career advocating for those without a voice, and he was an educator and a rancher and a passionate preservationist and advocate for the arts.
You know, his legacy was, I think, his compassion. You know, that kind of transcends everything he did. He was able to speak to things and get his message to people.
Just at the time I was leaving. And the new high school.
Yeah, Centennial?
Yes.
Yeah, that was in...
Taylor passed away surrounded by family in his home on Sunday at the age of 102.
And it's almost time for film festival season. This past Saturday, moviegoers, sponsors, and Las Cruces residents gathered at the Farm and Ranch Museum to get a peek at the official poster for the 2023 Las Cruces International Film Festival. Rush Allen was the artist for this year's poster and says that he hopes his work will help inspire others to continue chasing their dreams.
I hope that it'll inspire future artists and for students also at NMSU to continue with art and all creative paths, from film, like poetry, everything. I'd like to just help inspire and play my part to show that if you really put yourself to it, like, you can succeed with your goals and everything.
Allen's design will be featured on tickets and other merchandise when the festival takes place in April. And for more information, visit LasCrucesFilmFest.com. Hannah, snowy conditions in New Mexico, what can you tell us?
definitely that is the story of today and tomorrow. But if you're in Las Cruces, I wouldn't get your hopes up too high, as we could be seeing a 20th of an inch here in Las Cruces, or in El Paso actually. Not too much in Las Cruces. We could see that buildup in the Oregon Mountains, but we take it off north, we can see in Silver City 5 inches of snow is forecasted. But if we take a look at my next map, you can see in northern New Mexico, this is where it's going to be hit the hardest. We can see in Las Vegas 3 to 4 inches of snow, in Santa Fe 2 to 3 inches of snow. Take it to Red River, 12 to 18 inches of snow will be in your forecast for tonight. Definitely a weekend to go hit the slopes, skiing and snowboarding. And my last forecast for tonight, maybe you got lucky and got asked on a Valentine's date. Maybe you're getting ready, about to head out. 7 p.m. we should be seeing 52 degrees. That's when the clouds will start to kick in. Slowly from there, 8 p.m. will cool down to 49 degrees. And maybe as you're leaving dinner, 9 p.m. we'll see cloudy skies with 46 degrees. Definitely want to bring that coat and jacket with you if you ladies are wearing a dress tonight. And that's all I have for your national forecast. I'll be back with your local forecast after the break. Welcome back to News 22 Tuesday. Let's get into those current temperatures across New Mexico. Starting to cool down. It's going to be chilly tonight, as Farmington, we're currently at 34 degrees. Santa Fe and Gallup at 30 degrees. Roswell at 53 degrees. Las Cruces, we're currently at 52 degrees. And out in Deming, they are currently at 48 degrees. Tomorrow is going to be a very, very chilly one. Santa Fe, your high is only going to be 26 degrees. Cooler than that, Gallup, you're going to be seeing 25 degrees tomorrow. Roswell and Las Cruces will be in those low 50s. Chilly, but a little warmer than what the northern part of New Mexico is seeing. And ending off with Deming, they'll be seeing a high of 45 degrees. Taking a look at our neighboring cities tonight, Alamogordo, you'll be seeing a low of 37 degrees. Could be seeing some showers kick in, and tomorrow we'll see high. Could see some possible snow showers with a mix of rain at 46 degrees. Taking a look at Truth or Consequences, your low tonight will be 35 degrees. Snow mix tomorrow with a high of 45 degrees. Taking it to Silver City, they'll be seeing snow chances tonight with a low of 26 degrees and showers tomorrow with a high of 35 degrees. Here in Las Cruces tonight, we'll be seeing some rain showers, low of 38 tomorrow. The wind is not going anywhere. It's still going to be with us tomorrow with a high of 50 degrees. That's all I have for you New Mexico temperatures. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back with your 5-day forecast at the end of the show. Back to the desk for more news.
Thanks, Hannah. Theater is ever growing in Las Cruces, with the chance to deliver new and old shows that everybody can enjoy. But from this one man, it is not just a new face, it is a young face. Christian Croce reports.
The Rio Grande Theater has been home to many great performances. From Shakespeare to Oscar Wilde, it has had its fair share of great shows. Many of those shows are produced by a small local theater company, Blank Conversations, which looks to help young actors who deserve time in the spotlight. The man leading the effort, Gus Sanchez.
Find bits or timing for when. I 100% believe that anybody is capable of making art happen, and I just felt like my age group and my friends and people in high school and college and the young adult weren't really shown on stage as much as they could have been, and so Blank came about as a solution to that.
Gus found a surprising love for theater when he was at Camino Real Middle School. His fondness for performance arts continued to grow through his time at Centennial High School, and in the late summer of 2019, Gus and his close friends started Blank Conversations. And it's been quite a ride.
A wild ride, for sure. It's definitely interesting navigating as a more independent theater company. We kind of have had to move between a lot of different venues and things like that, but Gus has always been so consistent and steady with his vision for the company, and has been really good about saying, okay, this is what I want to happen here. This is not necessarily what's happening in the community, but I want to make this kind of theater happen.
Gus and Blank Conversations have had a stroke of success with sold-out shows and rounds of applause, cementing the small theater company as a household name in the world of Las Cruces theater.
Even with all the success, the company is still too young and small to be able to pay for outside talent and crew. But Gus has been fortunate enough to rely on his friends to keep the show running.
I think I just appreciate the work that people have done. I appreciate the trust that they've given me and people like me to put on good theater. And I think I'm glad to know that other people can feel confident in creating something they're really proud of.
With the theater company's continued success, Gus hopes to be able to grow the theater company into a semi-professional status that can pay for outside work and get more theater directors involved. Christian Crocet, News 22.
And Ben, there's a lot going on with Aggie sports. Let's send it over to you.
Thanks, Noah. Coming up in sports, we have more information on the ongoing NMSU basketball scandal. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Ben Schlittler, and let's talk some sports. The Western Athletic Conference has released a statement regarding the Aggie basketball team suspending its season. The conference will count the remaining 6 games on the Aggie schedule as forfeits for seeding purposes, and all future opponents will receive the equivalent to a home win, and seeding for the conference tournament will proceed as normal for the other 12 schools of the league. The suspension of the season has sent waves throughout campus in the Las Cruces area, and many students have been expressing their shock. Someone else who was expressing his shock was former Aggie head basketball coach Chris Jans, who spoke about the allegations in a press conference on Monday.
I'm just sad for everybody involved. It's just a tough situation for a lot of people. It's just very unfortunate, you know, for not just their program, but for college basketball in general.
Greg Heyer, the man who was brought in to replace Jans, was fired earlier this evening, as was reported earlier on this newscast. His scandal-ripe tenure will end with a 9-15 overall record and a 2-10 record in conference. We will have more on the situation as more information becomes available. Moving on to the women's basketball team, the Aggies played conference rivals Utah Tech on Saturday and just came up 33 points short against the Blazers. It was a tough afternoon in St. George, and it seemed like nothing the Aggies were shooting were falling, shooting a dismal percentage from the field and letting Amber Karshner score 26. The Blazers torched the Aggies 90-57, and NMSU just hopes to rebound on Thursday when they host Seattle Redhawks at the Pan Am. One of NMSU's baseball State Baseball Heroes is receiving another award. 2-time All-American NM State home runner leader Billy Becher has been voted into the NM State Athletic Hall of Fame for 2016. Becker led the NCAA in home runs back in 2003 and set an NMSU in career record with 57 dingers. Joining Becker in the Hall of Fame are 2 volleyball All-Americans, Stevie Adams-Mappery and Kim Ogu-Nield. Matabi is the Aggies' all-time leader in kills with 15,599 and career service aces with 145. She was also named the AVCA All-Region Player and earned All-Sun Belt Conference 3 times. Nield is the only 3-time All-American in NM State volleyball history. Nield is the 3rd all-time in blocks with 463 and in career kills with 1,150. The award ceremony will take place at February 20th at halftime during the men's final home game against Seattle Ute. The game is scheduled to start at 7. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Hannah will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Welcome back. We do have a little bit of an update for you. We just learned that tomorrow at 10 a.m. there will be a news conference at Fulton Center regarding the firing of Coach Greg Heyer. That will take place tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Chancellor Dan Arvizu and Mario Mocha. Now that's all for News 22 tonight. Good night.
This news brief in Espanol is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Buen día, soy Jorge Fonseca con las breves de hoy. La mesa directiva ha concluido en el despido del coach Greg Heyer, quien era entrenador principal del equipo de baloncesto varonil de NMSU. Esto debido a recientes acusaciones sobre un miembro del equipo de baloncesto. Este se presentó con la policía de NMSU, en donde testificó que fue víctima de novatadas que han perdurado desde el año pasado, siendo el 6 de febrero el más reciente y que involucró a otros 3 chicos, quienes realizaron la novatada. Fue el pasado sábado, donde la policía regresó al equipo al Centro Panam cuando estos iban a California por uno de sus juegos. El reporte policíaco declara estas acciones como contacto sexual delictivo y acoso. Según la política de NMSU, estrictamente prohíbe las novatadas en todas sus formas y es algo intolerable.